I'm Ben Meyer.
And I'm Rob Wright.
And this week we wanted to do a first in a series of fall game previews. There's a lot of games coming out this fall. Most of you might probably know that developers are always trying to cram it all in before the holidays. Things get delayed from the summer, and they're trying to get it in before the holidays. Anyway, just a lot of things being released, and so we wanted to hit the highlights month by month. So we're going to do September this month. Rob, why don't you kick it off and let us know what's the first highlight?
I will do that. Well, the first highlight in this crowded month of September is Stalker Clear Sky from GCS Game World. It's the sequel to Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl, which came out last year. Popular game for a lot of PC gamers. Combined first-person shooter RPG, alternate history, sci-fi elements. Very cool. Wasn't my favorite game. I was a little disappointed by it, but I got a chance to see Clear Sky in action a year ago at E3. Not this E3, but a year ago. And it was right on the heels of the original Stalker, and it looked amazing. Completely different graphics, visuals. They really upgraded the graphics engine. They're using the X-Ray 1.5 game engine, and looked a lot better than the original Stalker. And the game's actually, it's a sequel, but it's a prequel, so it takes place prior to the events of the original Stalker. And the weird thing about this was Clear Sky was supposed to come out on the 29th of August, then it was the 5th of September, and now that date has been pushed back for North America. It's supposed to come out in the next few weeks. Not sure exactly when, but it's been delayed, so we'll keep you posted on when it actually arrives. But it is supposed to come out sometime this September, and probably going to be one of the more popular PC games.
Yeah, definitely. It had some fans in the office.
Oh yeah, sure. A lot of people in the office played it quite a bit. So
another title that has a lot of buzz around it. Probably one of the most hyped games of the year is Will Wright's Spore. A lot of attention is focused on the creature creator part, The Sims, this is Will Wright, The Sims and everything. Very, very popular. There was an iPhone demo with it. People have been uploading their creatures to YouTube. But what's really interesting for us is once you develop your character up and you get into kind of the civilization mode, it's like a full-fledged RTS.
Yeah.
And I really like kind of the design of it and the way it looks. And hopefully the playability is good. I haven't played that part of it. You combine that with the creature creator, and just the scope of it, I think, is just going to be so huge.
Definitely. I mean, the creature creator, everybody knows that was released in advance of the full game, and it's been blown up. But seeing the game at E3, like in that strategy mode, was really intriguing, and I'm definitely looking forward to playing the game more than I was, say, when the creature creator came out. So,
yeah.
Another PC game. Good month for PC. Warhammer Online, Age of Reckoning, the MMORPG from Mythic Entertainment. It's coming out on September 18th. Now, this is weird. It was originally scheduled for, originally supposed to come out in 2004. It was in development from another developer, and it was canceled. And Mythic came in, picked it up. Mythic, very good track record with Dark Age of Camelot MMO, so there's a lot of hope that this will be a very strong title. Some interesting things about it, it's realm versus realm combat. There's 3 armies of order, 3 armies of destruction. So there's like dwarves in the armies of order and dark elves in the armies of destruction, and they do battle. It's an interesting dynamic, the realm versus realm, and there's also customizable UI. There's also a Tome of Knowledge feature. This was interesting. I had a chance to see this in action at E3 this year. Basically, the Tome of Knowledge is a feature that tracks all of your progress. Every little detail that your character, where the character goes, what he or she does, what they see, what they do, what they achieve. It's all kind of
actually, Spore has the same thing. It's called a Sporepedia, and it tracks everything your character does. You can upload your character into this metaverse, and you can't control it. Then it's not a true MMO, but you can track stats and that sort of thing.
Very cool feature, and I think that may definitely help this Warhammer Online get off to a good start. And it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see if this game can actually come out of the gate as strong as, like, say, Age of Conan did.
Right.
I don't think anyone thinks it's going to challenge the critical mass that World of Warcraft has, but Age of Conan came out in the spring and it did really well right out of the gate and got 1 million subscribers pretty quickly, and it had some issues, but we'll see what Warhammer can do.
Yeah, it's a big name, so it definitely has a chance. Another big name, but in the console side of things, Rock Band 2, at least for the Xbox, is coming out this September, I think mid-month, from Harmonix. Follow-up to the very popular Rock Band, bringing the full band. They've improved the drums and the guitar playability, but what really they focused on for this game was kind of the weaknesses that a lot of people had with it, especially in terms of community and playability. Now there's quick play, which allows you to create a playlist and play one song after another, so you don't have to go back to the menu. There's Battle of the Bands online. There's ways to progress from expert to really teaching yourself the drums and singing. So I mean that's crazy.
Wow.
But anyway, for those who like Rock Band, it's backwards compatible with the old stuff, and it's adding a lot of songs and a lot of new stuff. So should be a lot of fun for those who play Rock Band.
Interesting. Maybe we should do a super sequel show dedicated to just music games.
Not enough. In a couple of years.
Maybe in a few years, because there's going to be a lot of music game sequels, I think. All right, next up on the list, another console title, but one that I will be looking forward to and playing quite a bit nonetheless. Star Wars The Force Unleashed from LucasArts. We've talked about this for years now, it seems.
Yeah.
It has been one of the higher profile forthcoming titles on our radar for some time. Sadly, there is no PC version of this game slated. There may not be any PC version ever. We don't really know. It is coming out for the next-gen consoles, the Wii, handhelds. Kind of insult to injury that there's no PC version. But nevertheless, for those that don't already know, the game is sort of a unique story that takes place in between Episode 3 and Episode 4 of the movie series. And it fills in sort of the gap between the Great Jedi Purge, and it focuses on Darth Vader finding an orphaned Jedi in the making, and who he turns into his apprentice, his secret apprentice, in hopes of taking down the Emperor someday. And again, it's been on the radar a long time. The demo is out currently for for Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network. I've had a chance to dabble with it a little bit at some shows and with the demo. Very intriguing gameplay. I hope that that the story, the graphics, the AI, and the level design all comes together, because definitely using the Force, like that and just blowing people away, almost like God of War style, just wrecking everything around you, hack and slash almost, is really great. Like I said, I just hope the rest of it.
Yeah, it's had a few delays, but hopefully they're getting it right and not. And there's been this talk that LucasArts is going to cease internal development. So hopefully they get it right off the bat. And last up for highlights is an expansion actually, Crisis Warhead, follow-up to Crisis, and this story takes place on the opposite side of the island. You play Psycho.
Nice.
And you dealing with the same kind of weapons, same kind of gameplay, very similar in that regard. But the big deal for Crytek Hungary that did this expansion was make it playable on a mid-range system.
That would be nice.
We're finally getting high-end boutique systems into the office that can play it on high. So it didn't really scale quite as they had hoped. So this expansion is supposed to fix that. And I guess the test machine they had at E3 was on a Core 2 Duo E6750, 2.5 gigs of RAM, and a 9800 GTX. So, and you're supposed to be able to play it on high with 8800 GT. So that bodes well. You could get a very good playable system under $1,000, and hopefully that will help bring Crisis to a wider range of gamers, because it is fun.
It is fun. I hope that with the Warhead, it's not just the requirements too. I hope that there's something new that they can add to the story and maybe even the gameplay on the other side of the island with Psycho. But I just hope they don't put me back in that alien spaceship. I really did not like the Zero G. That's kind of when the game went downhill for me. Maybe Crisis could go somewhere else.
Maybe underwater. Those aliens look like sea creatures.
Yeah, they look like undersea alien layer. Something new for Psycho to sink his teeth into. So.
Yeah. So there are actually even more titles coming out in September. We didn't have time to cover them all. Lego Batman, Brothers in Arms, Hell's Highway, Silent Hill Homecoming, Sacred 2 Fallen Angel. all released this month.
Mercenaries 2 World in Flames just came
yeah.
out this week, so a lot of titles, very crowded. Not nearly as crowded, I think, as October is going to be for us. We have our work cut out for us that month, for sure. So,
but that's all the time we have for this week. I'm Ed Meyer.
And I'm Rob Wright.
And we'll see you next time.